Nappy head, nappy roots, nappy nigga, you a target. Black man, Mexican, nigga, you's a target. Native and indigenous, nigga, you's a target. Black man, brown man, head man, nappy head, nappy roots, nappy nigga, you a target. Black man, Mexican, nigga, you's a target. Native and indigenous, nigga, you's a target. Black man, brown man, head target.
Hi, welcome to Ahia's Armory. I'm Prince Yaru.
And I am Prince Edward.
Today, we're going to give you a clear understanding of the word nigger. Because right now, we have a whole bunch of madness going on in the world behind this word. It is not, nothing new. This has been going on for so long that it's ridiculous that nobody's cleared this up. We got people getting fired, losing jobs, income, over a word that nobody seems to have any understanding on. So, what we're going to do is deal with the word in a simple, fashion. We're going to break this down. It's going to take a little time because, this is my first time doing this, but we want to make sure that this information is put out clear so that there's no more confusion over this. Black people can stop being so triggered over this word. So, the first thing we're going to do is deal with the spelling of the word. Now, usually when you ask somebody in the black community how to spell the word, they're going to spell it Nigger, Nigga, or something like that. They're going to spell the word in slang. So we're going to look at the definition of these words. And usually when you look, the first thing you get is a place in Africa. And then you're going to get a definition about it having something to do with some form of hatred towards black people. But like most things, when you're dealing with this world and its knowledge that it gives you, it's set to have you out here lost and simple. This is why the scripture tells you that the knowledge of this world is foolishness with the Most High, because the knowledge and what these people give you is subject to change at any moment. So, we're going to go and see what the Bible has to say about this word. Let's start with Acts 13.
Acts chapter 13 verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger.
What?
Nigger.
Spell that word.
Niger.
Nigga.
Niger.
Negus.
Niger.
Neega.
Niger.
The word is nigger, and that's how it is spelled. So, I know a lot of you may be shocked that this word is in the Bible, but it is. So now we need to go and see what the Bible's definition of this word is. Because when you look in the physical Strong's Concordance, you're going to get the definition as black, a Christian. Let's look at the Strong's Concordance app. The same thing, but when you scroll up in the app, then you'll see that it means black and a Christian. So, you may be shocked by this information, but this is a reclassification of the children of Israel. Now, let's go to Psalms 83.
Psalms 83 verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Hold on. Now, crafty counsel. When we give this information, most people are going to assume that this is some conspiracy theory that, we nut bars over here, straight payday, all nuts. But The reality is, the Bible is going to give you a conspiracy right here. You're going to see exactly who the conspirators are and what they're conspiring to do. Give me that again. Psalms 83:3.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So, right now we have the Bible telling you that there's a conspiracy going on to hide the name of a group of people who coincidentally are now being called, or have been called, nigger, black, and Christian. So, let's continue with this verse so that we can see who the conspirators are in this act.
Picking it up at verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarines, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Verse 8. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah.
Okay, so these are all of the people who joined together to get this conspiracy going on. And a lot of you know about your Illuminatis and secret societies and whatnot, but that is the agenda. All of these people that were listed in this are the rulers over these nations who keep this continual hatred going on towards the children of Israel and keeping their name hidden. So, as you can see, this is reclassification. But it didn't just start there. Let's go back to Acts 11:26.
Acts 11, verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church, and taught much people, and the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
Now, the same place that the prophets, who are the children of Israel, the same place that they were called nigger, they were also called Christian for the first time. So, when you're looking at the Strong's Concordance and you get the definition as black and a Christian, well, now you understand what a Christian is. Now, a Christian can also be a follower of Christ. But those who aren't of the descendancy, the bloodline of Christ, are called Gentiles. In order to be a prophet, you have to be called, originally, a nigger. And the original meaning of that word is a Christian, a child of Israel. So, a lot of this information becomes obvious before you even go into the Bible if you're into history. And you're reading about things like Christian-Muslim wars. You start to get the understanding that these are race wars. These are not just, a group of everybody believing in Jesus going and fighting against everybody believing in Allah. This isn't how this works. Every nation of people has a God put over them. So, we're going to pull that out of Ecclesiasticus. 17, verse 17.
Verse 17.
You own it.
For in the division of the nations of the people, verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
Now, what is a ruler? A ruler is a god, is a power. This happened at the Tower of Babel, when all nations got together with an attempt to build a tower to help Satan and the fallen ones make it back to the heavens to try and fight the Most High for the throne. So, the nations were all scattered at that time, and everyone was given a language and a god over them. So, this is important to understand, because every nation of people has a God over them. So, a lot of the knowledge and information that you get throughout this earth, you need to understand or ask yourself, where is it coming from? What God is behind the knowledge that you're getting? And are you okay with the beliefs of that God? So, now that we understand the definition of these words, we need to go into an understanding of who's black and who isn't black. So, first we're going to start off with Kamala Harris. This person isn't black. We need to understand the difference in these things, because with each individual nation, you have a God over them. This person is an East Indian. She's a Hindu or whatever. A completely different God. So if you're wondering why these people push these different agendas and they're okay with the LGBT movement and transgenderism, that's because their gods are okay with this behavior. If you look at the East Indian, the god is over here with it has the three faces. Look closely at these three faces. We're going to zoom it in so you can see it pretty good. But as you can see, this has female features in the face, yet it has a beard. So when you start getting into these religions, and this isn't just in Hinduism, this behavior is found amongst the gods that are followed in this earth. Even when you read the Quran, Muhammad was a cross-dresser. So you read the Quran and you read the Hadith, you get this information. This is why Obama, who's also not black, this is why these people push these agendas. Then, not only do they push these agendas, they put these people who aren't black, by definition, by the original definition, these people are not black. They put these people in your face to deceive you. Prime example being the Black Panther Party, where we have people like Angela Davis, who is not black. These people have European fathers, Edomite fathers, whatever it is you want to call them, East Indian fathers. And according to the Bible, we do not deal with mixed children. You are what your father is. So, let's go ahead and check out, is it Numbers?
Numbers.
Yeah, let's get Numbers. 1:18.
Verse 18, chapter 1. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names.
Now, read that one more time.
Verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So, now, since we're Bible believers, we are not going to listen to science given to us by people who are telling you that you can pick your gender. We're going to listen to the science that the scripture says. Houses are determined by the father, not the mother. Now, that we know Kamala Harris is not black, Obama's not black, Huey P. Newton is not black, Kathleen Cleaver, not black. These are the people of the Black Panther Party. Now, the Black Panther Party is no different than what we have today with Black Lives Matter. You have something created by the government to ignite the people and have them enraged and fighting. But while they're doing the fighting and being enraged, there's all type of laws being put in place by these people who are acting like they're with you, like Kamala Harris. They're passing laws while you're not paying attention, while you're out there screaming Black Lives Matter, again, something that the government created. So those of you who are emotional and caught up with what you see on TV, you see these things, and next thing you know, you turned up, you want to go riot. They didn't kill George Floyd. They didn't, all this madness. But again, these people are putting these things in place to control you through your ignorance. So they have a whole new plan for you. If you believe that these people who you think are black, and we're going to keep on going through this list, because these people who you believe are black, they're using these people to destroy you from within, and you don't even see it. So you have people like Jesse Jackson. This person is not black. You have Rosa Parks. This person is not black. Let's see Rosa Parks' parents. Or no, Rosa Parks' brother. Because we can't really find any, we can't find much on the, but as you can see, this brother right here, these people are not black. You can look at Rosa Parks and tell that this is not a black woman. Why is it that our people would like to attach other people to our struggle? I have no idea. Then we have Farrakhan. And the people who supposedly brought the black man his God. None of these people are black. Farrakhan has admitted himself that he has a Jewish father. Percival adopted. That's his adopted father. So now that we understand all this, and we see that we have the Black Panther Party operating under the government, sending these people out here with an agenda, and that agenda ends up getting real niggas involved in it. Because now you're out here talking about, yeah, black power, we need to stand up to Whitey and all this madness. But the same people who are pumping you up, these people are later on going off to teach at colleges and doing all this other stuff, while real people from the street who got caught up in this madness are dead, are serving life sentences. So, listening to these people, these are the things that's going to happen. Listening to Black Lives Matter, getting out here caught up with this madness. These people have nothing to do with black people. They don't even know what black is. All of these people who you see, who spend their time keeping you enraged and caught up with madness, why are you paying attention to them? If all people can do is give you information to keep you enraged with the white man did this, Whitey doing that, Mzungu this, but these people can give you no knowledge whatsoever about anything. You got grown men, all these celebrities, one of these weirdo celebrities talking about no intelligent man's ever called him a nigga. Nigga, you don't know nothing. Half of these people who you're listening to, these celebrities and entertainers, these people are simple. They say if you want to hide something from our people, put it in a book. The book they're hiding everything in is the Bible. Pick the Bible up and stop listening to these entertainers. Why? Because these people are weirdos. These people do not have the same agenda that you have. You have these highly educated, supposedly, people like your Roland Martins, who go to school, another person who's not black, who go to these colleges, get in these Greek fraternities, a bunch of weirdo behavior. Then these same people get on have a show, lose their mind because someone gets on the show and calls them, oh, we're not using that word on my, you can't use them type of words. Oh, these people are simple. Cut them off. Now, we have a little more information that we want to bring first before we end this. Now, we're going to go, because first of all, we need to go into the Bible to talk about exactly who these people are. Because you think because they look like you that they are you, but they're not. So, we're going to go into Matthew 13. And this one's going to be kind of long, but listen, and we'll give you the understanding. Matthew 13, 24 all the way to 30. Prince Edward, please.
Verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. Verse 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So
Tares are weeds. Go ahead.
verse 27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? For when then hath it tares. Verse 24.
Did you not sow good seed? So why? What's going on with the tares with all the weeds out here? Go ahead.
Verse 28. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay,
Leave it alone. So, what he's telling you right now, they're asking, should we go out there and do something about these weeds that have sprung up amongst the wheat? Go ahead.
But he said, Nay, lest ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them.
You don't know who you might go out there and get. If you go out there trying to tear these weeds up, you don't know what you're going to do. You might tear up the actual wheat. We need the wheat. The wheat is the good thing. Go ahead.
Verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them.
So what's going to happen to the tares?
And bind them in bundles to burn them.
So, the reapers are going to bind them up and burn them. So what is this talking about? This is talking about the children of Israel being asleep. We are the good seed. While we're asleep, the enemy comes through with a plan to put his own people in the midst of us so that they could do their father's bidding, because children do the bidding of their fathers. A child doesn't have to know his father. Let that child grow up in the house and be around people who know the father. They're going to say it all the time, boy, just like his daddy. Children do the will of their fathers, especially if their father's there to tell them the will. So, while they planted their seeds, what's his name? The Huey P. Newtons, the Farrakhans, the Obamas. While they're planting these people and putting these people in position to be amongst us, it's our job to spot them. You see, they came in and told, hey, man, look, we got weeds out here. What you want us to do about it? No, we're to do nothing about it. Because when it's time, and Christ come with them angels, and the reapers come to clean it all up, they know who the good seed is, and they know how to separate the tares. So when it's all said and done, Christ will do the separating. Well, he'll do the burning. We can separate now by knowing who these people are and stop listening to them. They are against you. They are against your God. It's that simple. So, let's go on, because we need to understand that we are at war right now. And there's several different stages of war. We're actually full in. But truth is one of the things that you need to be able to fight spiritually in this war that we're in. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So, with that understanding, we have to girt the loins with truth. So that once the truth is there, you can start to break past this ignorance. So now that you understand the definition of a word, the true definition of the word nigger, nobody can say this word to you and have you hitting them in the face with a twisted iced tea. Nobody can offend you with this word, because this is what knowledge does. It stops you from being offended with ignorance. I can't understand how you are calling yourself black, saying Black Lives Matter, then get mad when somebody says nigger. You know that it means black. Who told you that it meant something disrespectful? You ask anybody in the neighborhood, they're going to tell you that the definition of the word means ignorant. Who told you that? The same people that told you want your pit bull crazy, give it gunpowder. Stop listening to these simpletons. You have all these educated people who are supposed to be the teachers of the sheep. These people have spent money going to these theologian schools, which is nothing but going to Satan's school to teach his doctrine to the sheep. So, you're telling me that your Kenneth Copelands, all of these Satanists, your what T.D. Jakes, you're telling me that none of these preachers own this book. It only costs $20. They getting you for thousands, millions. One of these bums then brought a couple of jets off of you, but can't even teach you the definition of a word that you use every day. Every rap song got the word in it. They telling you that it's disrespectful, yet none of you can find nobody can find why it's disrespectful. You want to know why? Because it's only disrespectful to the wicked who run and rule this earth. It's disrespectful to have a prophet telling you that a prophet is disrespectful in a world full of Satanism. So you got people pushing agendas that are completely against God. And they understand that the awakening, being woke, that has to do with the awakening of this information. If you think that being woke has to do with some goofy nigga talking about he's Pharaoh and all this madness, or Shakamos and all these people talking about this Africa talk, these people are not woke. These people are asleep as the people that they're worshiping in those sarcophaguses. They don't know anything. Their job, and they'll get airplay and they'll get all type of notoriety because they're all about confusion. And that's what Satan needs. He needs confusion. He needs you triggered, emotional, so that he can control you and destroy you. Esau's a cunning hunter. So, again, while you're sitting here with no idea of who you actually are, calling yourself all these different names, African American, black, whatever, you may not know who you are because you refuse to pick up a book. But the people who are out here telling you need a COVID shot, the people that are out here telling Mexicans that they need a COVID shot and Native Americans that they are a threat to society because they're poor, the Bible tells you that the meek shall inherit the earth. That's the poor and the humble. Why do you think they're telling you that the poor needs a COVID shot? These people are Satanists. So, now that we understand that a nigger is a black person and a Christian, which means these are the descendants of the prophets, we need to be asking ourselves, who are these people that are sitting in the Roman Catholic Church? Let's look at this guy. Let's look at the Pope's throne. So, you look at it. Look at it in all its glory. Look at him in white like he's a saint. He's Satan. Let's zoom in and see these souls that he have in the background of this monstrosity of a throne that he has. Now, look at this image. Try to pass this off talking about this Christ. But let's zoom in to the beast that these people worship. Oh, could it be that they worship the fallen one, Lucifer, Satan, the serpent, the one who seduced Eve in the garden? Because if you look clear, you can see that this is a serpent's head. Why? Didn't Christ tell us that ye are of your father, the devil? So, now that you understand who the prophets are, you should be asking yourself, who are these people that you're listening to who got you praying and bowing to Mary and a little Satan baby that she holding? Because that has nothing to do with the Bible, has nothing to do with Christ, who was, again, a nigga. His description is given in the Bible. He got feet like Wesley Snipes. He got black ass feet. He got woolly hair. This information is written in the Bible, yet we're continuing to stay ignorant for what? Is it because we don't want to come back to the great I am that I am? We don't want to be accountable to law. We don't want to recognize who we are, our princely authority. We want to continue to be thugs and divas. Both of those are demons. You can do the research yourself. Thug is a demon. Diva is a demon. You want to be gangsters. You want to be, well, where'd you get that from? Because before you was doing drive-bys, I was seeing that in mafia movies. I think those are the people that created everything that our people are now becoming. Why? Because you're listening to these people and believing in the lies. And the scripture tells you, these people will get you to believe up is down and left is right. And the reality is, you've been taught now to believe that there's something wrong with being a nigga. There's something wrong with being a prophet. That's what a real nigga is. A real nigga has nothing to do with some clown sitting around talking about he hustling, selling some drugs. That don't have nothing to do with being a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Killing your own people has nothing to do with being a real nigga. But if you're listening to Satan and the propaganda that they give you on TV, you'll continue to believe all these lies that they're feeding you, and you'll be the next person to get shot, killed, locked up. Matter of fact, they gonna start labeling you niggas terrorists real soon. Soon as they let these killers off from this George Floyd and all these hyped up scenarios that they're putting on TV for you to get pumped up about, all the Albury dude and Breonna Taylor. Soon as they start letting these people off, and you niggas get out there and start with this marching and protesting, they're gonna start labeling you terrorists. The laws are already on the books, and once you are labeled a terrorist, you're under different laws. The laws that you're going to be under means that they can now hold you in jail indefinitely because you're a terrorist. So go out there looting. Matter of fact, even go out there. Because we all saw what went on with all this with this last madness. We all witnessed it. And what we witnessed was a bunch of people really out there trying to show support. But you had instigators out there. Bricks set up on a corner for who the hell these bricks set out front of businesses? People driving around handing people bricks. You seen all this madness. White people dressed in all black breaking windows. They're setting you up and you're not even watching. You're too busy being emotional. Pick up a book. Pick up the Bible. Get a 1611. Stop listening to these scumbags who have agendas. If you have somebody that's telling you we need to go back to Africa, you need to be asking them, why would we be going back to Africa? What's going on in Africa? And bring this information to them. Tell them to open up a Bible dictionary. Because again, we're not concerned. In order to get a true understanding, one of the first things you have to do is remember, everything that you've been taught is a lie. Why? Because devils have taught you. The Roman Catholic Church has taught you everything. These people are in charge of your science and medicine. These people dictate what gets brought towards you. These are Romans. So, you ever wonder where all your scientists come from? All of these scientists, they happen to be Roman. So, there's a good book. Who is Esau Edom? These people have been deceived. Satan has deceived the nation, and he's using Esau to be his scapegoat. So, anything that Esau is pushing, it is going to be against the Bible, against I am that I am, Ahaya Shahaya. It is going to be against all of that. It's going to be 100% with Satan. Now that it's all clear, we're letting it be known, we're taking our word back. And the rainbow. We don't have a problem with the word nigga. You're not going to get rid of our word. We know who we are. We the prophets. And if you got any of these fake educated clowns who want to debate any Israelite church, we're up for it. Because the scripture tells you that we will, and we are going to, like we've been doing, embarrass your elders. These people have no knowledge. Keep listening to them, they're going to kill you. They ain't going to kill us, though. If they do, it ain't going to be with it ain't going to be with none of their damn medicine and trickery. It's going to be that they came up straight up and said, hey, nigga, boom. We not falling for the tricks of Satan. You shouldn't either. Hide your children. Stop allowing people to deceive you, because now we have black and white that they created. All of the wicked nations mentioned of in the Bible, the Canaanites, Edomites, Jebusites, Amalek, all of these different people are now being able to hide under a color, well, what you think is a color. But they understand that white is just a color. They consider themselves white, W-I-G-H-T, a completely different word, a completely different meaning. These people are Satanists. They're blood drinkers. Pedophilia is just a common thing to them, just the way you go get a bag of chips, how they go get a kid. So, with that, know that you have all these wicked nations mentioned of in the Bible now have position, and they're hiding behind color. So, stop calling yourself white. You don't even know what it means. Stop calling yourself black unless you know what it means. Stop being easily offended. When somebody calls you a nigga now, you should be able to laugh and give them truth. Oh, it's nothing wrong with being a nigga. They call the prophets nigga, little nigga. Matter of fact, I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it go.
I think I'm Barnabas. I think I'm Simeon. This that prophet talk, nigga. Pure nigga them. Oh, you scared of being called a nigga, little nigga? They call the prophets nigga, little niggas. Wicked kingdom hate a real nigga. No, we gon' prophesy against them. Tear down and eat them like Jesus. Praise the